Alright, back again. Today we got out the old Super Famicom, and I figured we could put in this game here. Space Funky Bob. So, let's pop this in and play some of that. Now, this is a fun little platformer here. It's one I believe that got a release around the world, but it's got some pretty cool aspects to it. It can be cheap at some times, but I'll put this in and let you see what it's like. Alright, let's start this up here. And you can choose between new game and continue. If you go to continue, it requires a password, so let's try continue here. And let's see. And this will show you a little bit more of the game, the map area. But if you notice in the lower left-hand corner, you can see your power. You can see you have lives in the bottom there, where it says life, the amount of time you have to complete the stage, and your gun, which by pressing the left trigger, you can actually change throughout different guns, as well as the right trigger can change out your different extra items. This stage here is a bit of a pain, and trying to talk and do this at the same time is not going to work out really well. You have a limited amount of time. You have about 50 seconds to get all the way through this. And they make this really, really cheap at the end because the very end part, it's a very long hallway, and if you don't have yourself enough time to get through it, your ship will blow up. Like right now, this is not going to be enough time. There's no way I'm going to make this. 12 seconds. No way. Down here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then boom. So, like I said, this stage here is a bit challenging. Try this one more time. Like I said, this game offers action parts to it. It offers these kind of flying sections to it as well, which is kind of cool. Just really need to focus on this one here. Oh, losing time. Trying to look through the monitor while I do this, or the camera. So this is not working out very well. This might just be barely enough time, I'm not sure. Come on. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, just barely made it. But the game is cheap in some ways. Once you run out of your weapon, the only thing that you have left is your punch. And in some cases it can be really hard to get through a stage with just punching. Here's the action stage here. You can notice that your weapon, it has a meter as to how many shots you have, remaining, so you have to be really careful with the amount of shots that you use. There are places where you can get weapon upgrades. You can get different kinds of weapons. Here's a weapon refill. But in some cases, when you jump, you have to press up. If you're falling down a large pit, you should always press up and hold up, because in some parts, when he falls, he smacks the ground and he stays there for a couple of seconds. And then if you're in some kind of lava or something, he'll just sit there and die. Like this kind of stuff here. By pressing the right trigger, if you have any other, or the right bumper, if you have any other weapons, or any other items, you can use those. Here's another weapon, so if we go through here, you can see we got 3 different weapons. This little blowtorch here is kind of handy. This is a regular shot, and some of those hard-to-hit enemies, you can use this 3-way spread shot. But yeah, some of these parts, like if you fall down into those like lava areas, you'll wind up just dying instantly. It is a fun game, and it's challenging. You know, aside from some of those other side-scrolling platformers where you have unlimited ammo, this one you have a limited amount of ammo, so you have to play very cautiously. Also, there are different areas that you can selectively go into if you like. You don't have to go through every single area, but there is an end at the end of each stage, and you just have to find that. Like here, in this area here, what we'll do is we'll press the top button here, the X button, and that'll kind of launch us up here. The stages are usually pretty good with time. There's usually not such a big issue with time except for that last stage that I was showing you. But yeah, if you get lost and you wind up looping around a second time, you won't have enough time, for sure. Whoa, like here. If you don't use that spring, or if you don't have any springs, you'll just die in that lava area. And that's what happens when he falls down. Just he smacks the ground and, yeah, stays there for a couple of seconds. But I mean, all around, I think it's a pretty well-designed game. It does have a lot of difficulty to it, and some parts are, like I said, they can be really, really cheap. But it is good, and it's a good fun game. I'm not sure exactly what this runs for, but it might be one that you know, if you can track down, you should give it a shot. And once your weapon goes away, once you have no more weapons in one certain area or one certain category, then it will switch you into the next weapon automatically. There are some, like this right here, this wrench, this is actually life, and that'll refill you up all the way, so that's a nice thing that the game offers. But sometimes the enemies will walk right up next to you, and they'll just continuously hit you. And there's nothing you can do. You have to try and escape from them. You have to be a little bit of a distance away from them in order to avoid getting hit. And some of the enemies that come in here, they run really quickly, and they'll attack you really quickly, so you'll lose your power quite fast. Woo! Some of these are tricky, you know, like down there you can get health, but if you accidentally do this, you know, and you don't have any way to get out of there, like you don't have any more of those springs left, you will die, so. Oh, I ran out of time. Wasn't even paying attention. And one thing about the game itself is if you run out of time, you will have to start from the beginning of the stage, so it's also another challenging feature to the game. There's no midway save spots, you know, you just have to go through it as quickly as possible. Normally, like I said, there's no problem with time, but in this case here, it was a little bit too slow. See if we can go through this any faster here. Wasting all my springs there. music-wise, you know, it's okay. It's kind of got that, what is it, like Earthworm Jim kind of feel to it. But yeah, I don't think I'll play all the way through this stage here. But just want to give you a little bit of a look at what Space Funky Bob here looks like for the Super Famicom or the Super NES. And yeah, it's a fun little game, you know. It does take some skills, or it does require a little bit of patience, but nonetheless, it is I think it's a good fun game. That's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching. Whee! Come on! Around this corner here, after you get over these jumps, that's basically the end of the stage. Whoa! 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 And what's nice also at the end of the stage, there's the end. You'll save all of your weapons, so when you go on to the next stage, you'll have all of those weapons until you die. So. And here's the boss battle. This boss is kind of cool.